Right. Like many people that live near the coast or near any body of water, that body of water is very impactful on your life probably as much as it is on my life. Whether that is used for swimming, fishing, or boating, these are all just examples of entertainment along with life sources for the many communities that exist near these bodies of water. And the quality of that water greatly impacts that livelihood. As somebody who has lived near the ocean all my life, I have noticed many changes that have happened over the years. These changes have all been negative and caused by increased amounts of pollution in the water. So, no matter who you are, you can help stop pollution from destroying our oceans, not just for everyone now, but for future generations too. I will be telling you what the causes of ocean pollution are and how pollution impacts everyone, and what you can do to end ocean pollution. First, let's establish an understanding on how ocean pollution happens and what is it exactly. So, there are three big sources of pollution in the ocean. These are plastics, oil, and fertilizer. One of the most common sources of pollution in the ocean is plastic waste. In an article titled "There are 21,000 pieces of plastic in the ocean for each person on Earth," written by Michael Brindbaum, sorry if I mispronounced your name, a writer and reporter for the Washington Post, published on March 8th, 2023, stated that in a recent study, a group of researchers found that there is roughly 2.4 million tons of plastic waste in the ocean right now, and that it will continue to double in size every 6 years at this continued rate. Not to mention how the very plastics become microplastics, which are a huge problem on their own. And I'll get into that in a bit. Another harmful pollutant that has been damaging the ocean is oil, specifically big rig oil spills, which is the drilling of fossil fuels. An article made by the NOAA titled "Oil Spills," published August 1st, 2020, explains that oil is dangerous for many life forms due to the toxicity of oil, which results in the following effects: stunted growth, heart damage, and death in some cases. Fertilizer, being one of the main sources of pollution in the ocean, may come as a surprise to many of you. It sure did for me. So fertilizer can get into the ocean through runoff water, among many other means, and in recent time, that amount has been increasing due to the overuse of fertilizer. The danger of excess fertilizer being in the ocean is not in the fertilizer itself, rather what it helps to create. So now that you know what ocean pollution is, the impact caused by ocean pollution can be explained in detail. The buildup of pollution in the ocean has been very harmful on all organisms in the ocean, along with us humans. So, plastic waste has resulted in countless animal deaths in the ocean. The threat of plastic waste does not end there, though. In an article, "Microplastics Are in Our Bodies: How Much Do They Harm Us?" by Laura Parker, a writer for National Geographic, published on April 25th, 2022, she states that in a recent research study, scientists found that people that ate seafood could be eating up to 11,000 particles of plastic within a year. This is a result of microplastics, which are entering the fish and other food sources that we consume, that we collect from the ocean. And that's because of the excess waste and buildup of plastic over time. Alright, so oil spills in particular cause an immense level of destruction and damage on the environment that it happens to occur in. An article titled "How Deep Were the Impacts of BP Oil Disaster?" by Melissa Dinchak, a writer for NRDC, published April 8th, 2020, lists many different species impacted by the 2010 BP oil spill. For example, they state that 12% of Atlantic bluefin tuna larvae were contaminated by the oil spill. Keep in mind, this is just one of the many species impacted by just one of the many major oil spills that have occurred in the past 20 plus years. The introduction of fertilizer into aquatic environments like the ocean is harmful because algae species called Carenia brevis will explode in number when exposed to this new food source. This explosion of Carenia brevis is called or known as red tide, which is extremely harmful for many life forms. It suffocates and kills many things, including manatees and so forth. So, after hearing all this, here's how you can help. No matter where you live, there are ways to help reduce the amount of plastic waste in the ocean. In an article titled How Do We Clean Up All That Ocean Plastic by Rini Cho, a writer for Columbia Climate School News, published October 13th, 2022, gives examples of how anyone can help by replacing plastics with compostable materials, reducing the use of plastic products, and reusing plastic products along with recycling. Very simple. So, another way somebody can help against pollution in the ocean is by volunteer cleanup work. There are cleanups for both plastic waste and oil, and in rare cases, that you are a farmer or something that uses a bunch of fertilizer and are near the ocean or so forth, try to reduce it. I know that one won't reach many of you guys, but might as well bring it up. After learning all this, it is up to you on whether you will help reduce pollution in our oceans. In conclusion, I have gone over the main sources of pollution in the ocean, the effect of pollution, and how you can help fight pollution. Anyone can help stop further pollution of the ocean. If we do not stop the rate of pollution in the ocean, there will not be a healthy ocean for anyone, including our future generations, to enjoy. Let's work together to save our oceans. Thank you everyone for watching my video, and see you in the next one.